Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the fourth video that I will be creating using papers from the paper share that I got from Stampin' Up. A paper share is a sampling of 6x6 papers of some of the papers that are available for sale at Stampin' Up. This particular paper share is papers that are available in the Occasions 2017 to 2018 catalog. I have pulled out two papers and I will be demonstrating a card design that I came up with using these two papers. I will also link to the original video down below where you can see all of the papers in the paper share. The card design that I came up with for these papers is this one. Now this will feature a little bit of watercoloring and some punching and some two-step stamping techniques. This is a really cute card and I really am excited to show it to you, and I hope you will try it yourself because it looks more complicated than it actually is. The beauty of the paper makes the card pop for you. No pun intended with balloons. So let me clear this away and show you how to do the card and the materials that it needs. In addition to the paper, I'm going to be using the Bitty Banners die set from Stampin' Up and the coordinating Itty Bitty Banners stamp set. I'll also be using Balloon Celebration from Stampin' Up and the coordinating Balloon Punch. I will also be using this really cute stamp set. This is My Favorite Things called Hog Heaven. I do not have the die cuts to go with that, sorry. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Hope that didn't make too much noise. The inks I'm going to be using is Cracked Pistachio Distressed Ink, Teal Zeal by Memento, and Versafine Onyx Black. I will be using my Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen, and I will be using a Black Soot Distress Marker, and I will also be using some Zig Clean Color Real Brush Markers. This is how they come in a box of 60. And I've pulled out some colors, and I will list all of these individual colors down below in the comment section. I'm also going to be using a Ranger blending tool. And I also have a few rhinestone sparkles. And I think that's everything. If I forget, I'll just bring it in and show it to you. So let me clear this away and start right in. I have a piece of copy paper that I've added to the papers that are needed because when I line up two or more pieces of paper, I tend to go a little bit crooked. So I use this copy paper trick to help me make sure that everything lines up well the way I need it to. I got this trick from Francis Martin, my Stampin' Up demonstrator. So I just take the papers and ink them. I take the papers and tape them up and just put them right on the end of the paper. And the paper helps me keep things straight. I think this way. Okay, now I will put the ribbon across. I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow to hold that ribbon down. This is a metallic ribbon and it does not like adhesives very well, so let's see how this goes. If you saw the first video on this series, I used this ribbon before and I had a really hard time getting that to stick. So I decided to try the Tombow and see if I have better luck. I just needed to stay put long enough for me to assemble the card. Okay, now I'll put a little tape on the other side to tap that down. I tell you, these metallic threads and ribbons are my weak point. Okay, now I'm going to put that onto the backing. Make sure I have the right one. Yes, I do. Now this is plain cardstock, so whoops, don't get it confused with the watercolor panel, because that is going to be for the inside. Bent that. Well done, Lorene. There. All right. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to do the stamping. All right, I'm trying to save a little bit of paper, and I could get more white paper, but let's just see how good I am in my aligning. So I'm taking a small piece of cardstock, again, not the watercolor paper, you need the regular cardstock for this, and I'm going to stamp the banner. And I need to leave enough room for the balloon, so I need to make sure I go as close to the edge as I possibly can. Okay. So far, so good. And now I'm going to stamp the balloon. So let's turn that around. And with the black, this is a 3-step stamp. So I'm going to stamp the balloon, outline first, and then I'm going to stamp the solid bit. And because this is, I'm going to use 2 steps for just the one color. Let me get a piece of paper real quick. Just need some scrap paper. I need to stamp off because I've only got one color teal. So I'm going to, this is a brand new pad, so it's very juicy. You may have noticed that. Got little bubbles coming up. So I'm stamping on it, but I'm going to do a technique to get a little bit of texture to the stamp. So I'm going to hit the stamp and just swipe it up. And this will make some lines onto the surface of the stamp. Now I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp right over that. Okay, and that was good. Ordinarily for 2-step stamps, you start with the most solid image and then you go forward, but for this particular balloon stamp, I found it was a lot easier to start with the outline because it really is hard to line it up. Forgive me if you see my head coming in so I can look through here. So the second part is dark teal. Okay? I hope that made sense. Clean that up real quick. So now it appears that I had 2 inks when I only had just the one. So that's a way that you can stretch your stamps. So, oh wait, I still need this. So now I'm going to take the watercolor panels and stamp the pig. So I have the pig for the outside. Stamp that in black. I could have fast forwarded through all this section, but this is going to be a very short video, I think. So I want the pig to be a little bit over. Actually, I almost messed this up because I remember when I stamped it the first time, I ran into an issue because I needed to stamp the words for the balloon first. So I caught that just at the last. The balloon string actually says, "Let us celebrate." So I want to make sure that all of the words are actually on the paper. So I'm going to stamp that first. Okay. And now I'm going to stamp the pig. And I think I got a little dot there. Oh well. So I'm going to make it a little bit over so his little hand is almost touching the string. So I'm going to have to tilt him a little bit to make him fit. Okay, close enough. I should have mentioned this is Bristol watercolor paper. And the reason that I bring that up is that that is the best paper to use when you're using the Zeal Clean Color marker. You get the best results for that. Okay, so that's that guy stamped, and I have the other stamps already on my block, ready to go for the inside. Okay, since I'm not using a stamp positioner tool, I want to really be sure that I get it right the first time. Straighten it. Good. Clean this real quick. Okay, now I'm going to hold on to this because I need it in a second. You know what? I can just show you that now, so I can just bring in another piece of paper because I want to give a faux ground to this little guy so it doesn't seem like he's just floating in space. So I'm going to take one sheet and cover up to his little feet. Yep. And the other one to protect my surface here. And with the cracked pistachio, I'm going to make a little ground with the blending tool. So it's important that this doesn't move, so hold it firmly and just start off and just bring it down. And it will appear like you have not put too much ink on it when you first look, but once I take the paper away, you'll see that I actually did put a good bit of amount on there. Okay, and then just take the paper up. There you go, instant ground. Hope you can see it. Okay. Now let me clear away some of these things. Okay, now to start the watercoloring. For this zig marker, you just drop the little bit of color along the edges. You don't need a lot. You just want to hit all the little highlight areas and around the edges. And a very small amount on the ear because I want it to not be too pink. And the reason that you're using the Bristol paper is because this is the best paper for this particular marker. And I want the ear to not be so pink, so I'm going to go all in the ear and fill it in with this peach, and going in with the darker pink and do his little nose. Now you bring the water and just blend it right on out, and the color just flows right across this paper. You will not get as good results with this particular marker with other papers. Like when I tried my regular watercolor paper, I didn't get as good a result, and I really wasn't happy with it. So I highly recommend that you get your hands on the Bristol paper, but it's very easy to get. I've found it online, and I've seen it at Walmart and Joann's, etc. Michael's. And you just blend the colors out. It just is really simple with this paper. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to speed the rest of the coloring up and then do the full card assembly. that's the finished card. I decided to add a little bit of ground to the outside pig as well as the inside pig because I thought that it looked like it was just floating there. That is a lot of beauty and little work. I hope you agree with me and you will try something similar yourself. Sometimes if you're lost for creative ideas, just look to the paper because sometimes the paper will just tell you what it wants to be right off the bat. Just look at it and let your creative ideas just flow out. It's really a lot of fun and it's not really as hard as it looks. I would like to thank you for watching this video series. This is the last card that I'm going to do. For this paper share, I'm going back to my regular card making and gearing up for Valentine's Day coming up. I had a couple birthday cards, so this was, I thought, a very good idea of not killing two birds with one stone. So I'd like to say a happy birthday to my brother David, to my friend Evelyn, and to my cousin Serena. These cards are coming your way. Oh, and my niece Alyssa, her birthday also. I'd like to thank everyone for watching my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. And I'd like to thank my brother David for the music, and I hope you are enjoying it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day. Take care.